Investigators are now working to find out what caused Monday's crash landing in Toronto. A Delta flight from Minneapolis to Toronto hit the ground and flipped over, leaving more than a dozen people hurt. Antonia Hilton has the latest from Toronto.
Here at Toronto Pearson, vehicles are surrounding the plane that overturned on the tarmac yesterday. And we heard from officials in today's presser that now there are U.S., Canadian officials here on the ground involved in this investigation, as well as representatives from Delta. And you heard in the questioning from reporters who were there on the ground that this is really zeroing in on a question of weather, the conditions on the tarmac. There's been a bit of a discrepancy, a gap between what we've heard from the fire service and weather service here. The fire service describing the tarmac as dry at the time, but the weather service making clear that there were 40-mile-per-hour winds, -2-degree wind chill, and snow blowing as this plane came into the tarmac. We're also hearing more from the passengers who experienced all of this. We know that 21 people were transferred to local area hospitals here, 19 of them released this morning. But many of them were experiencing a state of shock and anxiety just from this surreal scene on the ground here. One man speaking to our colleagues on the Today Show describing the experience of hanging like bats as the flight overturned and people were still locked into their seatbelts before they were carefully guided out of the plane by the crew. We heard today at the presser that really it's thanks to the crew and to first responders who very quickly came, covered the plane in foam, and reacted to the scene on the ground to keep people safe, to get them out of harm's way, and then to begin this investigation. But officials have been very, very careful here, I should make clear, to not yet engage in any speculation, to share specific theories. Even as you can see around me here, it's clear that weather has been a challenge here in the airport and in this entire city. We do not know yet the cause of the plane crash. Back to you.